Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. The blockbuster debut for Nykaa on the Dalal Street. Nykaa shares opened for trading at 2018 rupees on the National Stock Exchange, up 80% from its issue price. It's the best listing by a startup after Zomato. Founder Falguni Nayar's net worth has now become $6.5 billion. She has become India's richest self-made woman billionaire.
Falguni Nayar with her business partner and actor Katrina Kaif at the stellar IPO listing of Nayar's startup, Nykaa. The online beauty startup opened 80% higher, making the former banker India's richest self-made woman billionaire, worth about $6.5 billion according to Bloomberg.
What does that mean to you when you hear this tag of amongst the world's richest?
I don't think anything changes. I think we'll remain the same. And I think we are a family that's very passionate about, creating and building something. We respect hard work. We respect, I think what is important about Nykaa is great corporate governance. I think earlier today you must have seen our bankers and everybody will say that Nykaa has been a young company, but the corporate governance standards have been fantastic. I think we want to be very balanced on serving all the stakeholders in an equal manner.
Her son and daughter, who are also executive directors, feel this is just one stop along the way.
We're very clear that this is really just the beginning and it's just the start. We have to put our heads down and continue working. There's a very long journey ahead and we really just see this as one stop along the way and not the ultimate destination.
The reality is our consumers are young, generally young millennials and Generation Z. And they do enjoy spending time on social media. So a great way for us to connect with them on a platform where they feel comfortable. And so we've always leveraged that effectively and we'll continue to do so going forward.
The stock closed up 9.4% and ended the day at 2,208 rupees per share, up 96.3% from the issue price of 1,125 rupees a share. With market cap crossing 1 lakh crore rupees on day one, the Nykaa stock is truly driving optimism and setting a fresh trend on stock exchanges. Sakshi Bajaj for NDTV.
At Nykaa, your beauty is not just a...
Moving on, Delhi on Wednesday hosted an 8-nation dialogue on Afghanistan. A joint statement called the Delhi Declaration said that Afghanistan territory should not be used for sheltering or training terrorists or to finance acts of terrorism. China skipped this meeting and will be attending a meeting in Pakistan.
The national security advisors of several countries ahead of a crucial regional security dialogue in Delhi to discuss the situation in Afghanistan. In the meeting attended by 7 key regional partner nations, including Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan, all nations agreed to condemn terror in Afghanistan, emphasized that the Afghan territory should not be used to shelter, train, plan or finance terror acts, emphasized the importance of ensuring the rights of women and children, and vowed to protect humanitarian aid to the Taliban-run nation.
We are meeting today to discuss matters relating to Afghanistan. We all have been keenly watching the developments in that country. These have important implications not only for the people of Afghanistan, but also for its neighbors and the region. This is the time for close consultations amongst us, greater cooperation and interaction and coordination among the regional countries.
By the evening though, a new twist. China, which chose not to attend the Delhi meeting because of scheduling issues, decided instead to attend a tit-for-tat meeting called by Pakistan to discuss Afghanistan. An announcement made on Twitter. The tweet says that Russia and the US will also attend the meeting. While the Russian National Security Advisor was present in today's Delhi meeting, the United States were not present. The key US officials, including the Secretary of Defense and the CIA chief, have been constantly in touch with New Delhi.
China's decision to participate in Pakistan-sponsored meet on Afghanistan is not just an endorsement of its all-weather friend, but is also an indication that Pakistan is a key player as far as Afghanistan is concerned. Meanwhile, both China, Russia and also Pakistan continue to operate from Kabul, but India and United States had to shut their diplomatic presence there due to security reasons. In New Delhi, with camera person Xavier, this is Neeta Sharma reporting for NDTV.
Now, Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot met the party's central leaders in Delhi on Wednesday to discuss the long-pending issue of accommodating supporters of Sachin Pilot into the state cabinet. Sources said that the Congress High Command is keen that the reshuffle take place immediately and that supporters of Mr. Pilot be accommodated. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Congress General Secretary, K.C. Venugopal and party in charge for Rajasthan Ajay Maken were present at that meeting in Rahul Gandhi's residence. Mr. Gandhi, however, did not attend this meeting. Sources said that the discussion involved cabinet reshuffle and appointments in the state corporations, which Mr. Gehlot has been delaying for over a year. Accommodating Mr. Pilot's supporters in the cabinet was seen as part of the peace formula worked out by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra last year when Pilot faction was on the warpath. And it was Chhath Puja and the hundreds of people gathered at the banks of River Yamuna. The river's surface was covered in foam in Delhi and the National Capital Region. The devotees, however, were undeterred. Meanwhile, water was brought in to clean the Yamuna. From spraying of water to barricades, a number of steps were taken to tackle this toxic foam. But what about the action to stop pollution in the first place?
Boats, barricades and even watering the river. Steps by the Delhi government to control the toxic foam on the Yamuna. The foam is formed because of pollutants like phosphates and detergents drained into the water. The pictures went viral on social media. Some, like the opposition, who questioned where the money to clean the river went and why the river is the most polluted in the capital.
These mere headline management or optics of it by actually sprinkling water on water is, we've never heard of that technology.
The toxic foam didn't deter devotees who came here for Chhath Puja. But even some of them, like sisters Preeti and Priya, laughed when they heard the government was spraying water and not any solution.
शायद इसमें सैनिटाइजर हो ये जो डाल रहे हैं तो पानी पे तो नहीं सिर्फ पानी तो नहीं होगा इसके अंदर कोई तो दवाई होगी या कुछ होगा
नहीं मैं बता रही हूँ ये पानी ही है सिर्फ. The Delhi government blames Haryana and UP for draining untreated water into the Yamuna. But this toxic waste is Delhi's own, according to environmentalists. The Delhi government says Delhi does better in treating its waste than most other cities.
अब MCD के चुनाव से कुछ महीने पहले इन्होंने एक और प्रोपेगेंडा शुरू किया है कि साहब यमुना बड़ी गंदी है और अरविंद केजरीवाल ने इसको गंदा किया हुआ है. ज्यादातर शहरों का वेस्ट, चाहे वो इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट हो, चाहे वो हमारे टॉयलेट से निकलने वाला वेस्ट हो, ये हमारे हिंदुस्तान का दुर्भाग्य है कि उसको नदियों के अंदर ही डाला जाता है.
The reality of environmental failure is horrifyingly clear here at the Yamuna. The smog is as thick as ever, crackers are being burnt, and on the Noida side of the banks, jubilant crowds are entering toxic waters to offer prayer. Here on the Delhi side, the banks are abandoned because the prayer ban was enforced. But as you can see, the foam is just as bad, and the barricades put up this morning, so mocked on the internet, are already abandoned. With Gauri Prasad and Sanjay Kaushik, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
And Delhi is also grappling with surge in dengue cases. Are children more at risk this year? What do doctors have to say about that and just how bad the situation is? Sonakshi Chakravarti finds out.
First COVID, now dengue. Multiple patients on one bed in Delhi hospitals, and in this case, the patients are mostly children. 14-year-old Inderjeet Singh has been battling dengue for 2 weeks now. Unhappy with the treatment in Bijnor in Uttar Pradesh, his family brought him to Delhi.
डॉक्टर्स मतलब चार्ज जितना करते हैं वहाँ पे ना एक दिन में 10-10 हज़ार रुपया चार्ज किया उन्होंने. लेकिन ट्रीटमेंट उन्होंने वो दिया नहीं जो चाहिए बच्चे को। हम यहाँ पे 8 तारीख को ले गए थे बच्चे को। एक तो गरीब इंसान अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाता है व्हीकल को।
45-year-old Kanti is waiting on the footpath at Delhi Safdarjung Hospital, waiting to hear about her son who is inside along with many other dengue patients.
बोला डॉक्टर कितनी प्लेटलेट्स हो गए?
प्लेट जब जिस टाइम हम लाए थे डॉक्टर साहब तो जब तो 18,000 थी, अब 8,000 बता रहे हैं। बेटा मेरा बच्चा ऐसे सीरियस हालत में तो घबराहट होती है, क्या करें।
Doctors say they are seeing a 3-fold increase in dengue among children this year.
How many fold it has increased children, dengue children patients?
Although it is difficult to say, but I think 2 to 3 times patient are admitted on dengue cases.
So last year it was nearly 30%, 30-40%?
Now it is 70 to 80%.
Not just an increase in admissions, doctors are pointing at multiple organ failure.
बच्चों में तो हमारा ऑलमोस्ट 80% ऑक्यूपाइड है इस वक्त डेंगू से ही, सीरियस कंडीशन बच्चे। ये हो रहा है कि इस बार जो पेशेंट्स हैं वो मल्टी ऑर्गन फेलियर के साथ आ रहे हैं।
As per Delhi health officials, the city has logged over 2,700 dengue cases so far this year, of which 9 have died, 6 of them children.
Doctors we spoke to told us that this year they are seeing a 3-fold increase in dengue admissions in children alone. Hospital beds are running at full capacity with at least 2 to 3 patients on it amid this massive dengue outbreak. In Delhi, with Saurabh Shukla and Prem Singh, Shunakshi Chakravarti, NDTV.
All right, to Tamil Nadu now, where heavy rain continues in parts of the state. NDRF teams were deployed in Nagapattinam and Karaikal following a heavy downpour there. Meanwhile, in Chennai, residents are now returning home to devastation. Sam Daniel sent us this report.
It's a mess inside Ebenezer's house as he returns to check 3 days after Sunday's 21 centimeters rain flooded his home at Chennai's Periyar Nagar in MK Stalin's Kulattur constituency. It's a repeat of the 2015 flooding. Water, he says, stayed for 3 days.
Every government, turns a deaf ear to us. This new government should do something for us. We are a citizen, We are a citizen, tax-paying citizens.
The rainfall in the city is already up by 52% of the average, 38 centimeters versus 25. The low-lying neighborhood is in knee-deep waters. Developed 30 years ago, these settlements stand on the catchment area of a few lakes. So during the monsoon, waters just don't have anywhere to go, flooding streets and roads. The stormwater drains just crash.
Because we all learn from mistakes, right? But 30 years seems to be a bit longer time to learn from the mistakes, right? Let's not go back to the past, right? Because we know why it has happened. We just need to see how it could be solved at this point of time. Because I can't bring the water body now.
After 2015 floods, 5,000 crore has been pumped in to build stormwater drains, many funded by the Smart City project. Chief Minister MK Stalin blames the previous AIADMK regime of a shoddy job as it was in power for 6 years after the 2015 disaster.
லஞ்சம் வாங்கிட்டு ஊழல் வாங்கிட்டு கமிஷன் வாங்கிட்டு அரைகுறையாக பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. அதனால தான் இந்த சேதமே ஸ்ரீநகரில் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கு. 75-50% பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். இன்னும் பண்ண வேண்டிய 50% பண்ண வேண்டிய வேலை இருக்குது. அது நம்ம இந்த மழை காலம் முடிஞ்ச பிறகு அதையும் பண்ணி நிரந்தரமாக சேதாரம் இல்லாத சென்னையாக மாற்றுவோம்.
The Chennai Corporation says stormwater drains have not been designed for very heavy rainfall, but for average annual rains. Call it corruption or otherwise, the existing system crashing when it matters most certainly raises serious questions on the design and engineering competence of the local body. At Periyar Nagar in Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find the TV.
Right, time for a short break. Lots more on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back. Hours after a 22-year-old man allegedly killed himself at a police station in UP's Kasganj district on Tuesday, The police are describing it as a suicide, but his family alleged that he was murdered by cops. The man, Altaf, had been brought to the police station on Monday evening for questioning in a case filed last week linked to the kidnapping of a woman and forced marriage. The police have come up with an extremely bizarre sequence of events, raising doubts about what happened.
A bizarre claim by the UP police saying this 22-year-old man, Altaf, died by suicide inside a police station in Kasganj by tying a cord to this washroom tap and strangling himself. The tap appears to be just about 2 feet off the ground. Altaf was at least 5 feet 5 inches.
उसने पूछताछ के दौरान वहां पे बैठे पुलिसकर्मी से उसको वॉशरूम जाने हेतु अनुरोध ने किया था। उसने एक काले कलर का जैकेट जो पहना था, उसमें हुड में लगे हुए एक नाड़े से उसने जो वॉशरूम का जो नल है उसमें फंसा के अपना गला घोटने की खुद ने जो है वो कोशिश की थी। जब वो बहुत समय बाहर नहीं आया तो पुलिसकर्मी अंदर चले गए।
Altaf, a daily wager, was picked up by cops on Monday evening after a neighbor filed a case last week alleging his daughter had been kidnapped for marriage. Altaf's family claims he was innocent.
मेरा लड़का काम करके आया था, कोटी थाने में बैठा, तहसील उठा ले गए कि लड़की कहाँ है, शक में ले गए और हमें मिलने नहीं दिया।
हत्या हुई है उसमें, आत्महत्या नहीं हुई है। नहीं क्या खाना ना उठा के ले गए थे हमारे भतीजे को, उसकी हत्या हुई है थाने के अंदर।
5 policemen have been suspended in the case, accused of negligence. The incident has once again put the spotlight on atrocities by cops, especially inside police stations. According to the National Crime Records Bureau, 76 deaths in police custody were reported across India in 2020. Gujarat with 15 deaths was the highest, of which 6 were suicides. Uttar Pradesh reported just 1 case of death in police custody in 2020, but one regularly keeps on hearing of cases of torture by policemen in the state, the most recent example being the death of a businessman in Gorakhpur, Yogi Adityanath's home turf, when he was allegedly assaulted and murdered by cops inside a hotel room when these policemen were there for checking. Last year, the Supreme Court ordered all police stations in the country to install CCTV cameras inside their buildings and in interrogation rooms. It is not clear, however, if there were any such cameras installed inside the police station in Kasganj. With Avitanshu Shakya and Vineet Kumar, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
And disturbing story coming in from Hyderabad. A young woman was stabbed 18 times allegedly by a man who was said to have been her boyfriend but who she recently refused to marry. This happened at a room she was staying at Hastinapuram under LB Nagar police station limits in Rachakonda Commissionerate that falls under Greater Hyderabad. The accused reportedly was angry that she had got engaged to another man 2 months ago. The victim is said to be in a serious condition in a hospital. The accused is in police custody. An engineer from Hyderabad has been arrested over online rape threats to Virat Kohli's baby daughter after Team India lost back-to-back matches in the recent T20 World Cup. The 23-year-old man was arrested by a special team of Mumbai police. Saurabh Gupta has more.
The Mumbai police started investigating simply because Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma are residents of Mumbai. They live in a flat in Mumbai, and of course this is something that the Mumbai police felt that they should investigate after the huge outrage that we saw over these threats, especially this one particular threat that a fact-checking site Boom Live also had reported that it was from a Telugu-based handle. So that's where the investigation started. Now the Mumbai police also took it forward, identified this man who's now believed to be an engineering graduate who's currently unemployed. The team went to Hyderabad, have arrested him, they're bringing him back to Mumbai. He'll be produced in a court tomorrow. The police say that they are further investigating if any other handles were also doing this, but at this point the one handle, the screenshots of which were widely shared, has been identified. It belongs to this man who's been identified and arrested from Hyderabad, and the police are bringing him to Mumbai and they will produce him in a court tomorrow.
Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin from the entire team. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.